Hi there, and welcome to Whitney Alex Works recap of the Bachelor franchise's hit shows. This time up is The Bachelorette Season 18 with elementary school teacher Michelle Young. Thank you for tuning in, and let's get started with another exciting season and also competitive season of The Bachelorette. Let's dive in. Michelle Young is our newest Bachelorette, taking the reins of the franchise's 18th season. Michelle is a 28-year-old fifth grade teacher and was also the runner-up of Matt James's season, but the show totally skips over that and gets into Michelle's storyline, having come from the land of 10,000 lakes and having a stable family life with her parents, a big inspiration for finding love. Michelle's parents have been together for 33 years and counting, so Michelle looks to them as a model of stable and everlasting love. Michelle is biracial and she grew up playing sports, most notably basketball, but she says that she struggled in the dating scene growing up, citing that she only started dating in her senior year of high school. And with that, Michelle's stage is set for becoming the next Bachelorette. Her students wish her luck dating 30 men to find her true love, and Michelle is off to Southern California first to shoot promotions and then get ready for night one of being the newest Bachelorette. 30 men have arrived in California to compete for Michelle's heart. They are out in the hot desert of Indian Springs, south of Palm Springs, where a variety of men are competing for a chance to woo Michelle. Tayshia Adams, Bachelorette number 16, and Caitlin Bristow, Bachelorette number 11, are back as co-hosts. They are there to assist along the way with Michelle's journey to find love, and they already have her back. We see Tayshia and Caitlin check in with some of the guys before night one and they have a look around. But of course, someone isn't there for the right reasons. And it seems to be Ryan, a man from Central California who has a bachelorette playbook of some sorts, where he has detailed notes on how to get more screen time and all that jazz, which Tayshia and Caitlin find, and they think it's pretty shady. But of course, this won't get resolved until night one begins because, drama. So night one kicks off with Michelle dressed in a beautiful and sparkly long dress that has a reflection of green and her long curled hair and glamorous makeup. Michelle is ready to make an impression, and so are the 30 men. Here comes the limos and, of course, some quirky standard gimmicks. The first man to step out of the limo is a man named Nate with a Y, and Michelle is excited and joyous about meeting him, and with that, more men come out. Romeo, who speaks multiple languages, Clayton, who says he's been bad and wants Michelle to spank him with a ruler. So having a strange sexual moment that could be considered awkward is almost commonplace now with this franchise. And so far, Michelle is impressed with the men. More men show up with a guy in a schoolboy uniform, a guy as a dinner plate, which I think is an ode to box guy James. Maybe he thought of that. There is an ice cream truck, which is apparently that's from Sketchy Ryan. A man shows up in an apple costume, a toy fire truck, who he's actually a firefighter. And then we immediately get another firefighter who actually shows up in a huge fire truck. And a lot of the men that are here for Michelle are all into sports and like the fact that Michelle is athletic. Also, many of the men have job titles that are in athletics or health and wellness, so Michelle is definitely attracting a certain type. But someone shows up that Michelle may already know. Joe, who already lives in Minnesota, has come to California to win over Michelle's heart. But there's a twist. Before he walks away, Michelle asks him if she's already met him, and Joe says yes. Michelle and Joe were communicating through DMs when apparently Joe ghosted our bachelorette Michelle, which is so strange, but that's all the men that have shown up. 30 eligible men, and only one will prevail by the end of Michelle's journey. Michelle stands in front of her 30 men and toasts to finding love, being authentic, being vulnerable, and being open throughout the entire journey. Cheers to that. And Jamie is the first to whisk Michelle away. Jamie and Michelle seem to already have an intense connection, but no kissing just yet. Then pizzapreneur Peter shares some Italian pastries with Michelle, which Michelle says food is the way to her heart. Then Michelle heads over and finds Minnesota Joe, who once again ghosted Michelle before the show, and they head over to talk. Michelle wants an explanation about the ghosting, and Joe explains that at the time he wasn't in a good headspace to start a romantic relationship. He even cites the George Floyd trial and its effects and how intense and emotional that was, and that he says that living near where George Floyd was killed and all its ripple effects have messed with him. Well, that's Joe's explanation for ghosting Michelle, and Michelle does her best to try and understand and respects Joe for opening up, but questions if he is going to shut down again, which Joe says he is ready and open to finding love with her. And it seemed like a heavy situation right off the bat, but I guess this was because they kind of knew each other before the show. And with that, more men try to make an impression on Michelle, with Rick, dubbed Table Guy, gets out from under the table and properly introduces himself to Michelle, hoping that they can have a great connection. And then Rodney, the Apple Guy, makes an impression. And then Ryan, the Playbook Guy, offers Michelle some ice cream, and Michelle is happy about it. But then afterwards, Tayshia and Caitlin inject some drama and tell Michelle about what they found in Ryan's room, a Bachelorette playbook. Michelle is shocked. Basically, she is like, is this happening already? Yes, it is, because this is the Bachelorette, and some people are not here for the right reasons, that infamous line. Well, Michelle, being a teacher, confronts Ryan about it, and she wants him to show her what he has. And Ryan, like a student trying to get out of detention, pleads his innocence, which his notes get an F for spelling. Bachelorette is the correct spelling, and Ryan loses the spelling bee. And Michelle isn't happy about this discovery, ultimately telling Ryan that he is going home because of this. And Ryan tries to change Michelle's mind, but Michelle isn't having it and sends Ryan home, making an example of him to the other guys, basically saying, don't mess with me and don't mess with the franchise and the process. 29 men remain. With a -1, we are left with 29 men, and Michelle, unfazed, is ready to get back to meeting the remaining men, reminding them that she wants someone who is authentic and genuine. And with that, Michelle talks to Nate, and right off the bat, they are connecting, even though Nate tells her that he has a hard time opening up about his feelings. But he tries, and Michelle respects that, and they ultimately have a great conversation. Then Caitlin walks down the stairs and presents the Night 1 trophy, the first impression rose, and immediately the mood shifts from happy and joyous to nervous and competitive. But we don't have to wait long to figure out who gets the first impression rose. Michelle gives the first impression rose to Nate. She takes Nate to talk some more and pins the first rose on his chest, solidifying Nate as the top contender already. And Michelle tells him she gave it to him because he opened up and was vulnerable with her, despite it being hard for him to do so, so early on. And with the first rose goes the first kiss. Michelle and Nate share a kiss, cementing Nate as a potential contender for Michelle's heart. And with that, Michelle and Nate walk down the stairs hand in hand to the other men, and it's already time for the first rose ceremony. 29 men are lined up, hoping to be picked and survive the first night. 6 men are going home, and 23 will remain, but who are they? Michelle calls out the following men in order, cementing them in the process: Jamie, Leroy, Martin, Spencer, Table Guy Rick, Spanking with a Ruler Clayton, Pizza Guy Peter, PJ, Malik, Romeo, Daniel, Brandon J, Will, Chris S, Apple Guy Rodney makes it through, Alec, Pardeep, Chris G, Casey, Olu, LT, and then Michelle walks away before her final rose is given out, needing a moment, and then admits that she is torn about keeping Joe or not, fighting that she isn't sure of his true intentions, but she comes back and ultimately gives the final rose to Minnesota Joe. And with that, 6 men leave and 23 men remain. Here are the Night 1 exits and possible future Bachelor in Paradise contestants: Brandon K, Brian, Edward, Garrett, Jack, and Jomari. And with that, another season of The Bachelorette begins with Michelle Young as the franchise's newest lead. Thank you for watching Whitney Alex Works recap of The Bachelorette Season 18, Episode 1, the premiere. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe at Whitney Alex Works for more videos in the future. See you soon for the next one.